Okay. What is live comedy's public enemy number one? This is your daily live 420 report with your good pal jer-dog. This is Mrs JerDog walking with me on our trip down to Campus Town, where we went for incense, but the incense shop was closed. So we stopped at the nutrition shop for some smoothies. I got a protein shake, and it always kills me that when you go to these nutrition shops, that the ingredients that go into the smoothies that they make there are like Jiffy peanut butter and Hershey's syrup, milk chocolate syrup. It's like, you fucking kidding me? This is a nutritional place, and you just loaded this protein shake up with probably about 60 grams of fucking sugar, a known addictive substance that they're peddling at the nutrition shop. In any case, hey, if I got any viewers right now, hit me up with a like or a wave or a comment or even a fuck you, whatever. Joined today by Crazy Karen, Hot Karen, Mrs JerDog, Karen from Wick. She likes long romantic trips to the bar. I'm a little bit out of breath, so just stick with me. I'm wearing this it's muggy as hell out, and I'm wearing this thick cotton shirt. It was nice and cool when we started this hike, but now I'm sweating. Whew, going up the hill. All right, slow down, girl. Hey, Sarah, what's up? Randy, how are you? How's the pocket meat doing? How's the lint-free diet going for you? This week, I'll be in Munster, Indiana, Friday night at Johnny's Tap. Tickets are available now. You just got to call the bar, or I'll put the event details in the description above as soon as I wrap up this live video. Saturday, I'm working with Katrina Brown, the mutant queen of comedy, and the He Said, She Said comedy battle of the sexes at the Eagles Club in Rock Falls, Illinois. And they still have a few tickets left for that, so Illinois fans, friends, and followers, make sure you spread the word, because that is a 3-hour, well, it's not quite 3 hours, more like probably like 2.5. I do about an hour, Katrina does an hour, and then we get on stage together and do about 20-30 minutes, sometimes even longer, of an encore presentation, making up material completely off the top of our head based off of the questions and comments that we get from the audience, the live Q&A. So this week I did a couple shows. It was a lot of fun, man, and I want to give shout outs to Randy and everybody at AJ Bailey's up in Bay City. That was totally off the hook. Some of the most fun audience improvisational material that I've done to date. I go up there, that crowd brings their own fucking jokes, man. I think I'm more entertained than they are most of the time. That was my third appearance there this year, or in the last year anyway, and most of the people there, they'd seen the show before. I think they just really just wanted to hang out and party with jer-dog. So thanks, guys, for being there. That was a lot of fun. And this brings up the point. Something went down that night, which I don't really care that much about because I can work with it. But this is what I think public enemy number one of comedy is, that I posted about earlier today. Karen had some guesses. What do you think they get? What were your guesses earlier? Bookers. Bookers are definitely, can be, not all, but many, can be a huge pain in the ass, because they'll just do or say whatever it takes to get the gig so they can get their hands on that sweet little commission check. And sometimes they'll wind up putting you in a situation where, like, no comedy should fucking take place whatsoever. They just found a warm body to put into a situation where somebody was asking for a comedy show, like some, you know, senior in high school's graduation, and then jer-dog shows up and he's performing in a fucking driveway in front of picnic tables, talking about how his wife's ass is like a 9-volt battery. That's just not going to go over too well. You know, but that's what bookers will do. They'll put you in situations like that just so they can get their commission check. So bookers can be, not all. There's a lot of good ones out there. Usually themselves. You know, I know one who's really good. He books something, the grassroots comedy tour. He's awesome. What was your other guess?
Alcohol free.
Alcohol free. Alcohol free is definitely an obstacle for sure. I don't think it's as easy as people think it is when you put alcohol in someone's hands. They're not always the best audience member. Case in point, last Friday night at Basso's Grill, it was kind of a smaller turnout, but everybody there was raring to go. They were loving it. They were having a great fucking time. And one douchebag showed up with a short man's Napoleon complex, and not even heckling. Heckling I can take. Heckling I can handle. Heckling I'd like to turn into material for future bits in the same routine, And, but this guy, he's doing worse than heckling. He's just sitting there in the crowd, talking at full volume, a regular conversation, completely being distracting from everybody else in the crowd. Hey, Alan, what's up? And, there's not much you can... Those goddamn Russians hacked the newsfeed again. I'm back. Thanks for sticking around. I'm probably getting a little long-winded and rambly anyway, so I should wrap this up soon. But the point is, alcohol is sometimes it can be your best friend at a live comedy night. Sometimes it can be your worst enemy. Of course, the whole reason I'm there, I'm doing shows in bars and nightclubs and taverns and saloons all over the country, is basically to sell drinks. I mean, let's be honest about it. Basically a booze salesman at the end of the day. So what was your other guess?
I can't remember.
Alcohol free, bookers,
shows.
free shows. Free shows are definitely an obstacle and a huge pain in the ass. And the reason for that is because a lot of people just show up because it's their night at the bar. That's the night they normally go out drinking. That's the place that they usually go to. They're a regular. They're not going to pay a fucking cover just to go in and talk their shit like they normally do. I understand that because I can be one of those guys sometimes. But at the same time, man, then you just got the riffraff in there. Again, they don't give a shit. And that's the type of person that gets a few too many drinks in their system. And then they got the short man's Napoleon complex. They start carrying on conversation at full fucking volume and disrupt everybody else there who, albeit got in for free, still wants to have a good time because it's their one night out of the week. Even though the show is free, that might be the couple's one night out for the week. And they had to go put a fucking babysitter out on the clock. What did I say?
I said, or for the month.
Or for the month.
One night out, or for the year.
Or for the fucking year. Exactly. Exactly. I kind of like having Hot Karen as my co-host for the 420 Report. We might have to do this more often. Hey, Teresa, what's up? So, some other people guessed that the public enemy number one of live comedy would be Republicans. I'm like, no. Democrats are just as guilty of this. And someone else guessed political correctness. That's a very common answer, political correctness. I hear this all the time. Political correctness is killing comedy, man.
Okay, I have another
Political
guess.
correctness is killing comedy. And I'm like, it just gives me something to rebel against, make fun of, and mock. It's fucking great material. I love it when I can sit there in front of the audience, have them in the palm of my hand, cheering my name, yet about a third of them have their mouths agape because they can't believe what I just fucking said. That's when you know you're going to sell t-shirts and CDs that night. That's when you know you're going to get people coming back and talking about your show the next time you roll through town. I like to do and say the things that most people think, but they won't say out loud. And when you put a humorous spin on it, you can pretty much get away with anything and make fun of anybody for any reason because you're coming from a good place in your heart, just for fun. And, I also try to punch up. I try to make fun of things that are sort of above my pay scale, if you know what I mean.
I have another guess.
All right, Hot Karen with another guess.
Is it people scrolling on their phones?
People scrolling on their phones. Holy shit. Winner, chicken dinner. The number one public enemy for live comedy these days is smartphones. And it's a fucking double-edged sword because right now, here I am on my smartphone touting up comedy, publicizing events like this Friday, June 8th at Johnny's Tap in Munster, Indiana, and this Saturday, or June 8th, June 15th. See, I'm a great fucking booze pitch man for comedy events. This Friday, June 15th in Munster, Indiana at Johnny's Tap, and this Saturday, June 16th in Rock Falls, Illinois at the Eagles Club. People on their fucking smartphones are a double-edged sword. It's a great way to get the publicity out. It's a great way to spread the word. It's easier than ever now to be able to reach your fan base, your friends, your followers, just like I'm doing right now. I've got a fucking smartphone in my hand. They can be a great tool. These fuckers are broadcasting tools. It's the new channel surfing. It's the new channel surfing. I can't imagine if back in the day they said, yeah, come buy a ticket to the comedy club, but you're also going to have on your table a TV and a remote control, and while you're watching the comedy show, you can just, thanks for sticking around. Hey, I still got 5 fucking viewers, even though the feed's getting interrupted. But like I was saying, these smartphones, they all hold in our hands, and I got my hand right now. I'm using to broadcast shit and talk my shit and communicate with my fans and friends and followers and get the exposure that you used to need television for. Now people are also using it for the input, for their focus point when they're at a live comedy event. Sitting there scrolling and scrolling and scrolling instead of paying